Hey guys, so I'm here for Q&A number 2. I'm going to jump right back into the college questions that you guys left on that video. I'm going to pick up right where I left off in the comments, so I'm just going to work my way up as I did before. As I say in all my college videos, my college experience cannot be just like yours. Everyone's experience is completely unique. The questions that I answer are from my personal experiences and thoughts and opinions, so hopefully you guys understand that you may have an entirely different idea, and that's fine, but this is just what I think, and I'm trying to help you guys out as much as I can, just being the regular college student that I am. So let's get started. Alright, Lisa Grace Wilson asks, how do you change your clothes if you live in suite-style dorms? If you're like a super shy person, like you can't change in front of people, I'm pretty used to it because once I got to high school and I joined the dance department there, we have like a changing room with all our lockers and stuff. So basically you just change in front of a bunch of girls and just kind of get used to it. If you're like self-conscious or you just feel uncomfortable in that kind of situation, feel free to change in the bathroom because I mean, it's kind of inconvenient to have to go back and forth, but if that's really a problem for you, then that's what I would do. But otherwise, just change in your room. It's no big deal. Cutie2160 asks, how should a high schooler go about attending college in another country? I don't know, man. I have absolutely no idea what to tell you about international college switcheroos. I really have no idea. It's something you're gonna have to probably Google, go on like College Board or something, I'm not really sure, but that's definitely something. I would just use Google. Google is a great source. I don't think people realize how amazing Google can really be. I'm on there like multiple times a day because I have no life. Okay. XXSmileX3 asks, hey Katie, I'm starting my freshman year this upcoming fall, but my school had run out of spaces for dorm living, so my dog is licking herself. Sorry, that's not in the comments. So I'm being put into an apartment-style suite dorm. I was just wondering if you had any tips about first-time apartment goers since I didn't pick any of the girls I'll be rooming with, maybe some roommate advice. Okay, so I've done the roommate tag. I will link that in the description box, so you can check that out. I've only ever had one roommate. It was my freshman year in the dorms. When we moved into the apartment our sophomore year, it was 4 of us, but we all had our own bedrooms, so that was, you know, not really a roommate situation. But basically, don't have any expectations, really. Stop licking yourself. Want to say hi? Hello. Okay, sorry, continue. Honestly, just go into it with an open mind. These are people who may be from out of state, maybe from different parts of the state, maybe you're from out of state, so they're people who you can't really judge. Just you be open to whatever, not saying like, anyway, just, anyway, I'm gonna stop, okay. Trinzy3895 asks, did you find it easier to shower in the morning or at night, like with the whole communal shower thing? I showered at night mostly, just because it was more comfortable for me, but it's honestly not a problem. You'll kind of figure it out as you go along. I think everyone kind of just gets on a sort of schedule. Like most people, you can expect certain people to shower at night, and others are just morning showers. I don't think it's a problem. I never encountered any sort of issue with that. If you want to switch it up sometimes, that's fine too. There's no like legit schedule that you have to follow or anything, so don't worry about that. Iga K asks, do local students treat international students differently? Not in a bad way. I mean, international students definitely have their differences just because of the fact that they're from a different country. There's no way around that. There are different customs and language barriers and like accents. Like I was talking to one guy from France and one guy or there's like two, I think they were from Chile. Yeah, and they had really thick accents, and I was always just like, I was like smile and nod type situation because I'm just like, awesome. It's not really a super American custom to greet just random strangers with a kiss on the cheek, but just know that apparently foreigners do that, so don't be flustered like I was. Quinn Fredrickson has 2 questions for me. Do you get dressed with nice casual clothes to go to class, or do you just wear sweatpants and sweatshirts and easier things like that? It just seems like I'll run out of time to get ready. You obviously don't know me from my other channel and my Instagram. I most people will say that I dress nicer, I guess you could say, than most as far as college attire goes. I'm not a sweatpants person. I said in my 50 random facts video that I wore sweatpants to school in high school all the time, because I totally did, but once I got to college, it just kind of stops that. It's not that it's a judgment thing or anything, because it's definitely, most people do it. It's not a big deal. If you feel comfortable doing that, that's fine. If you want to wear nice clothes, that's fine too. It's honestly up to you. No one's going to judge you. Okay, that's a lie. If you dress like up, kind of like I usually do, people definitely look at you like, you clearly have too much time. You are not studying enough. But, you know, just do your thing. It's fine. And her second question is, do you know any student athletes at your school? Did they still have time for friends and things outside of school and practice? I don't know any athletes, mainly because, well, my school isn't exactly known for their athletics, but I do know some people who participate in like clubs and stuff, and honestly, I think you'll be fine. No, that's a lie. I do know one athlete, and he seemed to be fine. So honestly, I think you'll be good if you're asking for yourself. Okay. Sleepy March 88 asks, how does the whole process of choosing and getting a roommate go, like from start to end? Okay, so it depends. If you're going to a school where a friend of yours is going and you want to room with that person, you have to like put in their name and they have to put in your name, and it's going to be different at every school as far as the dorming or apartment or whatever housing applications you have to go through. It's not the same at every school, and usually you'll get some sort of email that'll send you to some sort of link that'll take you through it step by step. So it's not really something that I can really help you with unless you're going like to my school, but honestly that was so long ago that I don't really remember that either. The way they put roommates together, or the way they say they do anyway, is you answer a bunch of questions. Are you a night owl? Are you a morning person? Do you smoke? Do you like loud music? That sort of thing. It also depends on what kind of room you want, single, double, triple, that will depend as well, or just, I don't know, some schools may have even more than that, I don't know. So it's not really, I can't really tell you how it works. They kind of do it for you. Like I had no idea who I was going to end up with until I was assigned it. Once I got Yasmin's name, then that was it. We met the day that she moved in, because I moved in first, and that's how that went. I don't know if it helped you at all with that, okay. Heidi, Street, ST. Sorry. What do you think is the best way to take notes? I'm actually going to do a video about this, completely focused on like note taking and how to make the most of like lectures and stuff like that. So just look out for that video, because I will be doing that one at some point. What I can say now though is just it depends on if you're like a laptop typer note taker or if you're a handwritten person. Dog is going to town on her paws. I was a handwritten note person for the first couple of years, and then my junior year and last year, I started to take my laptop, which I don't regret. I still find that handwritten notes are just easier for me to remember, and it just makes me more engaged, I think. Because when I'm on my laptop, there's just so many distractions. I'm like looking at YouTube comments and just like, it's bad. So it really depends per person, but I'll get on the video about that. Okay. Melbell41 asks, whoa, what were you most nervous about for college? What has been the best thing about college? What do you recommend wearing to class / what clothes to bring in general that I might not think of? Okay, so what were you most nervous about for college? Honestly, I wasn't really nervous about college going into it. There was nothing that I was really, freaked out about. I think a lot of people have sort of anxiety, like separation anxiety, once they like move out of their parents' houses and they go to this place where they've never been before. But I was pretty chill. I was like, this is kind of cool. It was weird the first night away from home, because it was the first, I was like, I'm here. Like, this is my new temporary home. Like, it was really bizarre. So I don't really think I was nervous about anything. I didn't really have any friends there, so I guess that was kind of nerve-wracking, but this is kind of weird. This is not normal, but everyone from my high school who goes to my school, we meet up, we try anyway to meet up once a quarter, which is not normal. I think we're the only ones who do it, but it's just nice because it feels like safe. These are people we grew up with, and we're not close, like, besides the fact that we all went to the same high school, which is kind of weird, but it's cool because we all still somehow get along, and it's just very nice. It's like a slice of home at school. So I don't know why that came up. That has nothing to do with when I was nervous. What has been the best thing about college? I said this in my what I love about college video, the freedom. I so love the freedom of college. I still have something caught in my throat. But basically, I just like living away from home. It's nice. I wish that it was always like that. I don't know what I'm saying. What do you recommend wearing to class / what clothes to bring in general that I might not think of? I mean, what you wear to class is all up to you. I dress nicer than most people, and I get judged for it probably, but I don't really care, so that's that. But as far as clothes to bring, what? It depends on what you're planning on doing. If you're going to be like a study bug, that's not a term. If you're going to be studying most of the time, then, you know, there's no reason to dress up or anything. But, I mean, definitely bring, like, some nice clothes. You never know if you're going to go out partying it up or going out to, like, a nice dinner with your, like, dorm or something. That's nice to do. And just make sure you're prepared for any sort of weather wherever you're going to school. That's always good. That's about all I can tell you. Okay. Jess Bakes asks, look back on your previous years at college, would you do anything differently? No. I mean, I think everyone has some sort of regrets about things in general. I don't know if I would literally go back and like change anything just because, you know, what's done is done, and you know, you move forward and build off of whatever the heck you did before. I think I would have figured out what major I wanted to do earlier. As I said before, like several times, I came in thinking, what? You want to go inside? 1 second. Okay, now I don't remember what I was saying. I'm sure I had a point, but now I don't remember. So when I go back to edit this, I'll probably be like, hey, that is what you were saying. No, I would not do anything differently. That's just how I'm going to answer that. Okay. Grace, you're out of luck. Oh, that's so sad. And there should be an E. Grace, you are, you know, that's one of my pet peeves, man. Anyway, asks, I'm starting college on August 26th. Hope you had a good first day. And I'm a nervous wreck. What is it like on the very first week of college? What are the final exams like? What are some things that you recommend when trying to do a sport, work on campus, and while still studying? What are some study tips that you would use? What was your freshman year like? And what would you do differently? Thank you for answering my questions. Love your videos. Wow, that's a lot of questions. And sorry that I didn't get to your question earlier. Or shall I say questions? What is it like on the very first week of college? You already know because you've already been through your first week. But for those of you who haven't started yet or are just not in college yet, your first week, it's a little overwhelming. I mean, I wasn't like stressed out or anything, but it's just like a lot of new things just happening all at once. As I mentioned, I think in the last one, or maybe in a different video, we have something called 0 week. It's the week before classes start. Freshmen usually move in early so that they have some time to, you know, adjust and learn a bit more about dorm living and just the campus in general. And so there's like a dance, there's different activities, and there's this like fair thing, I can't remember what it's called exactly, but basically where all the clubs kind of have booths and you get to go around and, you know, you might want to join something or whatever. The first week of classes, I mean, there's not really anything to say about that except it's kind of like this first day of school in high school where, you know, you get the syllabus and you meet the teacher, in this case it's a professor, and that, I mean, it's like the first day of school, but it's just over a whole course of a week usually. So don't worry about it if you haven't started yet. I'm sure you all will be fine. Just relax. What are the final exams like? That's definitely going to depend on the school, on the professor, on the class, on the subject, on everything. Finals, at least at my school, are 3 hours. Now, most finals don't take 3 hours. In fact, there's only one final in my entire college career that took me 3 hours. Usually I can finish them in sometimes under an hour, so that's pretty cool. I finished one in like 30 minutes once, which was nice, and actually got a good grade. That was exciting. Okay. There's a lot at stake when it comes to finals. Not gonna lie. they are a huge chunk of your final grade for that class. But Most people study enough. They're not super in-depth usually. However, it's totally going to depend on the professor and on the subject, as I said before. So I can't really prepare you for that, but good luck. Next question, what are some things that you recommend when trying to do a sport, blah, blah, blah. Basically, time management. Well, see, I don't do a sport and I don't work on campus. Pretty much everything that I do is either school or YouTube related. So I don't know, just know your limits. I think I've said this before too, but I don't think you need to know your limits going in, but as you take on all these different activities, you need to kind of adjust yourself to what you can handle and what you can't. Because, I mean, if you just decide to take on like 5 things all at once and then you realize that you can't do it, but you don't change anything about it, that's, not ideal. So that's all I can offer you, sorry. What are some study tips that you would use? I am going to be doing a video besides the note-taking one, also just on study tips and like how to prepare for finals sort of video. So I'm gonna get to that. But, just don't be like me, don't procrastinate, don't put things off until the day before the test. It's not a good idea, so, break it up. It's good. What was your freshman year like, and what would you do differently? My freshman year was interesting. I wouldn't do anything differently, I don't think. I did okay grades-wise. I wasn't impressed with myself. I'm still not. I don't really try very hard, so that's, expected. You get what you give, I guess you could say. I was having trouble with that for a second. Caitlin Schramm asks, I'm moving away. What do you think? Residence building or just an apartment with a roommate? Are you a freshman? Because if you're a freshman, I would definitely recommend the residence building, as you call it. I'm assuming there's dorming of some sort. An apartment with a roommate, if you're talking about off campus, I would recommend that if you're a freshman, just because it limits the opportunities to meet more people. I mean, I think that's something about freshman year. Most people want to make a bunch of friends and they want to socialize more. It's not really me, but most people want to do that, at least have the opportunity to do that. If you live off campus, it's harder to do that because you're not surrounded by people experiencing the same thing as you are. If it's an apartment on campus, then that's fine. I mean, it's really not much of a difference. So it's really up to you, isn't it? Jenny Lee asks, best way to take notes and or keep up with your studies. Again, I will be getting to that video, so stay tuned. Weezable. Okay, so I'm a senior and I'm going to start applying. I can't wait, but I'm so worried about the financial part. Do you have any advice? I think I've talked about this before too. I have such a bad memory. But I don't get any financial aid. Fill out your FAFSA, and that should tell you if you apply for some sort of financial aid. I don't really know how it works, to be honest, because I never really am eligible for it. So there's that. What else can I say? Apply for scholarships. Just honestly, see, this is why Google is your best friend. Google like scholarships for high school seniors. That's a nice start, and a bunch of lists should come up. There should be some for your ethnicity. There should be some for activities that you do. There should be some specifically for your school. There's a lot of different things that you can look up. And for your city, and there's usually like police department scholarships and fire department scholarships, and it sounds weird, but there are those. There's also like Panhellenic ones as well. So just, Google. It's awesome. And talk to your counselor, your high school counselor. They should be able to help you with scholarship apps as well. Michelle Lynn, do you know anything about Greek life in college? I have a friend who's in a Greek sorority. I actually have another one who was. All I know about it is that there's just a lot of partying and, not to be racist, but it's a lot of white people usually. I mean, seriously, it's a lot of white people. But that's just kind of how it is. It's a very stereotypical thing to say. But from my observation at my school and of my friends' activities, it's just that's kind of how it is. There's a lot of partying. I mean, they do, nice things, but it's expensive as well. And there's just a lot of, events and stuff. Giggly girls that I can't do it. Red Morning Dawn asks, living with dorm bathrooms, question mark? I don't know what you're asking. Living with dorm bathrooms. Yes, I did live with dorm bathrooms. I've talked about this before, but you know, they're really not as bad as people think that they'll be. At least mine weren't. And I didn't find any sort of problem. Yeah, it's way more convenient once you live in an apartment and you don't have to share it with like 15 other people, but it's doable. I wouldn't worry about it. Allison Kim asks, do you have any advice on preventing the freshman 15? I've said this before as well. The freshman 15 is a myth. And I'm not saying that you won't gain weight, and I'm not saying that some people won't gain 15 pounds in freshman year, because they might, but the assumption that you will gain 15 pounds, don't worry about it, because unless you are sitting around doing absolutely nothing ever, never going to class, eating a cup of noodles and hot Cheetos all day, then you should be fine. You know, just watch yourself. If you see your body blowing up like a balloon, then maybe you should do something about it. But otherwise, honestly, it's fine. I took a hip hop class my freshman year, and you know, I took it for 1 quarter, and I think that was nice, a nice amount of exercise. I didn't really do anything else though. I made sure that I walked to all my classes. My campus is huge. We have a shuttle that shuttles everybody around. I never took it though, just because I knew I don't exercise that much, so I'm gonna walk everywhere, and it was fine. So there's that. Okay, last question, or I guess last questions are coming from I Know You Eunice. ECIN, it's her name, and then city. Okay. Do you think it's better to choose a random roommate or room with somebody you already know? Thanks. I know MacBooks are really popular and you own one as well. Are they really worth investing in for college? What laptops do you recommend? I don't know anything about laptops except that I have a MacBook Pro. That's all I can really tell you. I didn't do any research into it. My grandpa and my uncle bought me my laptop for my graduation gift, so I mean, I was there when my grandpa bought it, but I didn't know anything about it. I don't even know anything about my thing. Even now that I have it, I've had it for like, what, almost 4 years. So I can't really recommend anything to you. I really do love my laptop, MacBook. It's very nice and it's treated me well. I have had problems with it in the past year, just because I feel like the YouTube stuff and so much video content going onto my computer is kind of slowing it down. But if you're just like a normal person who uses their computer for normal reasons, then it should be fine. It'll be awesome. And do you think it's better to choose a random roommate or room with somebody you already know? It depends. People always say, you know, living with friends is never a good idea, just because it exposes a different side of someone that you may not have wanted to know about. But if it's someone you vaguely know, if you feel like it'll make you feel a little bit better about being in this different, you know, strange place, then that's fine too. I had a random roommate, as you guys all know, and it was fine. However, there are people who, you know, just don't get along with their roommates and you just kind of stick with it. It really is kind of a toss-up between that. I mean, I honestly can't recommend either of them, just because I never had a friend that I knew who would be in my specific college and who I could dorm with, so there was not really, that's a fly. There wasn't that option. So I went with what I had, and I don't regret it at all, just because me and my roommate got along so well. So that's all I have to say. Alright, that's it for this Q&A video. I will be filming the next one right after this. I just had to cut it up so it wasn't too long. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will get to them in a later video. I will see you guys later. Bye.